In 1953, at age 14, Ed Roberts contracted polio. After months in the hospital, Roberts returned home paralyzed from the neck down and began the difficult transition into a new life.
First of all, I tried to kill myself.
By not eating.
And you have to be pretty creative when you're paralyzed from the neck down.
You can't even reach out and unplug something.
Right. Well, and you've got all these nurses and doctors trying to save your life around. And so the thing that I chose...
Reluctantly sometimes trying to save your life,
yes,
but...
right.
Yeah.
The thing that I chose was just, I was not hungry. I starved myself.
Roberts ultimately chose to live. He returned to school and began to see the need to advocate for himself as a person with disabilities. He challenged and won against his high school administration when they claimed he could not graduate due to his not taking physical education or driver training. He also challenged the California Department of Rehabilitation and admissions personnel to gain admission to UC Berkeley in 1962. These experiences shaped Roberts and directed him towards advocating for independent living for the disabled.
Think about your own life. If you had people taking care of you, making all your decisions, what is there to life, really? And almost all the social programs we set up take care of us, or put us away in institutions to be cared for. And I think once I began to discover that, how important it is to help yourself and to move on from that and to go beyond what people thought my limits were.
At UC Berkeley, Roberts studied political science and further developed as a proponent for the civil rights of the disabled. He pushed for the right of achieving personal independence. In 1972, he helped found the Berkeley Center for Independent Living, a revolutionary approach to advocacy for the disabled. Organizations such as this are run by the disabled, and they help clients maintain their daily lives. They work with local governments in promoting accessibility in public spaces and in helping clients develop careers.
What we are is not super cripples, but we are role models. We are examples of people who, even with the most severe disabilities, have been able to lead fulfilling lives in the community and work, have families, and overall play significant roles.
He also advocated for greater accessibility in public spaces, pushing for the adoption of curb cuts and sidewalks as policy.
He invented curb cuts. We always tested curb cuts, me and him. I was either riding in his chair, but how sloped was the curb cut? How much of a drop-off was there at the end? My father had about 8 inches between his battery cell and the ground. If that curb cut wasn't right and it was cut off and down, he was going to slam the back of his chair. I mean, curb cuts, completely utilitarian. The greatest good for the greatest number of people.
Roberts helped found the World Institute on Disability in 1983. In raising awareness on the philosophy of independent living, he traveled to Russia, Australia, Japan, and France to advocate for public policy changes. Roberts passed away in 1995 at the age of 56. His influence continues to be felt nearly 20 years later, as centers for independent living based on his model have opened across the United States and across the world. He is memorialized in places such as the Ed Roberts campus in Berkeley, California, and on Ed Roberts Days adopted by the state governments of California and Minnesota.
You can't go wrong with your gut. You can't go wrong with your passion. Don't ever settle. He never settled. I'll never settle. I carry that with me every day. And if there's anything he'd love to pass on, it's just go for it. Follow your passions. If that's in the independent living movement, then go for it. Don't settle. Fight for what you want and what you believe in. That's what my father would want.